It's been a long hiatus, but finally I'm back to school, and back to Wi-Fi, and back to battling. So, I haven't battled in 4 months, however, so we're going to start off with a roulette, and Alex had been bugging me to battle him, so here we go. So, I get a wall-heavy team with like 4 walls, which ordinarily would bum me out, but I start up with Toxic Spike's Grenade Man, which would make me happy face, except for him starting out with a Skun Tank, which lets me know that Toxic Spikes are not going to be helpful while that thing's alive. So I know Skun Tank can pack Flamethrower, so I got the Heat Man to try to dodge that, and another Fire Dude comes in anyway. So I'm afraid of it scarfing, because Typhlosions like to do that, and maybe packing EQ, although most of the time Scarf Typhlosions, I don't think they would pack EQ, probably Focus Punch if anything. So I decide to go for the Earth Power, and anyway, Slowbro comes in to take it, and takes some, but not enough that I want to stay in. So I think I'll go out to Bliss, which is amazing that I got, and T-Wave, so that's definitely a good thing I didn't stay in, because a Paralyzed Scarfer is not good. So, I could, this is my original Medi with the Charge Beam Shadow Ball, so I can use either attack here, will work fine, and I'm not that concerned with Calm Minds due to the stat boosting or stat dropping nature of this one. However, I get paralyzed, so that I guess that's actually kind of good, because that means he doesn't get to see that this is that particular Medi just yet. So I switch out to Grenade Man to take the physical attack, possibly an explosion, and he uses Screech, so that makes me think that it's probably just physical and doesn't run Flamethrower, so that's good. Regardless, I want to set up some spikes if it explodes or whatever. So I get those set up because spikes are good in roulette. So I think here that it's going to Focus Punch because I'm expecting me to go to Bliss, but instead it sets up a sub, so that's why I countered. And now I don't think he'll use Fire because I'm thinking now he'll think I'll go to Bliss. So I decide go ahead and set up some more spikes, and it uses Focus Blast anyway. So that makes me think, okay, he doesn't have Focus Punch, so I am safe to go to Bliss, and Flamethrower now. So pretty much faked him out there, I guess, with the going to Bliss, and got an extra layer of spikes up as a result, so that worked out pretty nice. Now, I don't think I can live 2 Focus Blasts, so I want to get my Paralyze off first, because I don't want to get Para-Hacks at a bad time, and then get a heal up. But Skun Tank comes back in, and now since I'm thinking it's physical, that's not going to be a good thing for me to stay in on. So I think I'll go back to Grenade Man, and I get Pursuited, which is fine. I'd rather take some of that damage now and keep Medi alive. And that also gets Grenade Man in for free, so that's cool. So think about what to do here. And which I actually got 2 Grenade Man versions on this team. You can't really tell because they have the same HP. I think they both have 252 HP EVs and they're GTS cloned. So I set up a Stealth Rock because I know that's a good thing to get set up, especially with that Typhlosion hanging around. And I get Screech this time, and this time it hits. And so Explosion goes off, but doesn't quite kill me. And I decided to go for Zap Cannon, but I guess I should have predicted Explosion and used Toxic Spikes there, since that explosion would have meant that the thing was dead. And also, I guess also he would have had to switch something in to get poisoned before he could switch the Skun Tank back in, unless he had a Flyer. Anyway, so the Typhlosion comes back in now, and subs down and gets its Pataya boost. So I decide, now I'm going to go ahead and set up the Toxic Spikes. Skun Tank is dead, so it's good to get that set up. And think about what I want to do here. I know it's got a boost, so I'm thinking it's just going to kill me outright with Flamethrower, which it does, so alright, fine. It's a worthy sacrifice. Got some SR, got some Toxic Spikes set up, so that was a good use. So I go to Skullman, hoping to Shadow Sneak twice, once to break the sub, once to kill it. But I guess for some reason I was thinking, I don't know, that the sub only had however much in the red HP he has, and I don't think I would have killed that sub without a crit. So that was potentially a boneheaded move on my part at that, right there. But probably the best option I had anyway. At least I would have broken the sub on the second sneak, and then I had Heatran to kill him. So I just sneak again because I know if he withdraws it for death fodder, fine, it's going to die due to stealth rock and whatnot when it comes back in. Although, if he had withdrawn, it might have been a better option to pain split to get some health back. Anyway, Espeon comes in and gets poisoned. And at this point, I can't remember if I have 1 or 2 layers of toxic spikes up. I think I just have 1. So that's still fine. It's residual damage negates the leftovers. So I send in Medi because I could try to 2-hit KO with Shadow Sneak, but no reason to do that when I can just play it safe with Bliss. And plus I've got Shadow Ball to kill the Psychic with anyway. But first and foremost I want to get a heal up in case he decided to switch out to another physical guy, because I haven't seen his entire team yet. So I get my soft boiled up, and I get my leftovers back up close to full. And now I could Charge Beam to get a special attack raise. I could Shadow Ball. I go on Metal Kid and calculate, and I think it's going to do about 58% or so with the Shadow Ball. So, I thought about going for it, but I used Charge Beam, and it turns out that he used Calm Mind anyway. So, looks like he would have lived that, and then I probably would have been in a bad position there if I didn't get a special defense drop. So, I get my special attack raise, and he gets his boost, and he Calm Minds again, and I show a Shadow Ball, and I think with Poison and Wish having a delayed effect and stuff, I'm eventually going to come out of this, but I go ahead and get a crit, so kind of lame, but I think I would have been alright there. Although that makes 2 crits for me and none for him, so that's not quite fair. So then Mop comes out, and I didn't notice at the time that my toxic spikes were removed. Didn't find that out till later, but didn't really matter that much, I guess. But anyway, I go out to Heat Man because I'm not sure what it wants to do to Medi. I guess I was thinking Gunk Shot or some other poison attack. Anyway, so that, and and I wanted to Earth Power. That's why. So yeah, I thought Earth Power did a lot there, and actually I think that was a good portion of that was entry hazard damage. So I Earth Power again, thinking this is an easy 2-hit KO because I, for some reason, thought that the first hit did over 50%. And so I Earth Power again, expecting it to die, and it doesn't die. So with 2 curses, Explosion, I'm thinking maybe I'll live it, but not quite, as this isn't meant to be a very bulky Heat Man. It's a choice Scarfer anyway. So, oh well. Heat Man dies, Muck dies, and move on. So I decide, what's a good thing to send out in the middle of the game? And I think, I'll go ahead and go out to Wave Man, completely forgetting maybe that he has the Slowbro hanging out, which unfortunately this one doesn't pack Grass Knot. It's got Ice Beam. So it's not going to work out very well for me. And also this thing I think is EV to work at level 50 because I made it for Battle Revolution purposes. So I think it doesn't actually work right at level 100 anyway. So whatever. Anyway, go out to Medi because I can't accomplish much of anything against the Slowbro. And Medi's got both attacks can kill Slowbro. So I used Charge Beam to get my special attack raise. And apparently he forgot that this was my original Medi. He thought it was my T-Bolt Ice Beam one, which I guess would have still done nice things against Slowbro. But anyway, so he T-Waves to go for some para hacks on me and whatnot, and out comes Banjo the bear to collect some Jiggies and do bad things to Medi. So I'm thinking the thing's got access to close combat and maybe break. I think I saw it had lefties there, so it wasn't Flame Orb. So I was thinking maybe Brick Break because on a leftovers one, you wouldn't want to be lowering your defense. So I was thinking probably Brick Break, but went with Earthquake anyway. So I figured I wouldn't live close combat, but I would live Brick Break. And turns out I do live, or wouldn't live close combat, would live Brick Break, and did live Earthquake. That kind of rhymed. Anyway, live it with 6 HP, which is cool. And I debate between Ice Beam. I know the Slowbro is going to come in to wall me. And I debate between Ice Beam for freeze hacks or Surf, and then I remember, oh yeah, I've got Torrent active, so Surf can probably 2-hit KO Slowbro. So it does, and I think he said it lived with 1 hit point. And so, especially with the entry hazard damage, that knocked it down far enough that, yeah, Surf's going to be able to 2-hit KO it. So that worked out pretty nice. And now I think it's just Banjo left. So Kazooie can't help him be faster, I guess. I was afraid it might be faster just for whatever purpose. I knew it didn't scarf because of lefties. But Wave Man is built for speed. So I think it's still modest though, and I'm able to surf him to finish off the match. So great way to get started back. Did involve some crit hacks, but oh well, I guess it happens. And keep an eye on things in the future, and I'll catch you people later days.